Hello friends, how is it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm gonna be doing a kind of combination full face of my oldest makeup plus a Q&A, answering some of your questions. And I think it was really fun. I had a fun time just kind of chit-chatting with you, playing with some makeup that I haven't touched in a hot minute, and just creating this overall vibe. I don't really have accessories today, but I've been trying to shout out my nail polish of the day as well. This is Everything is Pine by Hollow Taco. It's actually starting to chip and get a little worn, and I'm sure it will continue to do so. Working in the salon today, so I'll probably change it up tonight. But still, Everything is Pine. I've worn this the last couple of days, and it's just such a pretty shade. I don't even know if it's available anymore, but such a gorgeous, like, hollow sparkly green. Yeah, anyways, I think this is gonna be a long chatty video, so let's just hop to it. Grab your makeup if you're doing your makeup with me, throw me on as background noise, whatever you like to do with YouTube videos. Let's get started. All right, friends, hello. How is it going? We are going to do a little full face get ready with me. I'm going to play with the oldest makeup that I have. Now, a couple of these things might be like the oldest as far as like it released longest ago compared to other things that I own, but it's like a newer version of it, like a restock, if you will. But yeah, we're gonna play with some throwbacks. We're gonna answer some questions, and it's gonna be a good time. I asked for questions on my Instagram and my community tab here on YouTube, so thank you so much for submitting your questions. I will get to as many as I possibly can. If I feel like I've answered one fairly recently in like a recent Get Ready With Me, I might skip over it, or if I feel like it's similar to something else somebody else asked, I might not like read the exact same question again, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna hit up as many as I possibly can. If I miss your question, I'm so sorry, but thank you for submitting it anyways. But we're gonna get into it. I did already prime. I primed before I did my brows as per usual. I like time for my primer to really sink into the skin before I go in with my foundation and stuff. But the primer I use is Glossier Future Dew. This is definitely the oldest as far as release date to my knowledge that I own. And I do love this primer. I think it's beautiful. It's so pretty, even just like on a no makeup day, if you just wanted to give your skin a little boost. It's so pretty. And I feel like foundation stuff layers beautifully on top of it. It's one of my favorites. I think this is my at least second, possibly third bottle. It's so good. And then for foundation, I'm gonna be using my ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is in the shade Fair 10N. I haven't used this in a hot minute, and this is a new bottle. But this is the oldest foundation I own in my collection as far as release date goes. That might be a little bit too much for my preference because this is a little bit more of like a medium coverage, and I prefer sheer to light. But we're just going to go through the motions, if you will. I think I should just leave it like that. Let's look at some questions, shall we? Happy New Year for 2024. What other makeup brands are on your list for this year? Ooh, that's a good question. There's definitely some brands I've been itching to try. Like, I still haven't tried About Face, and I cannot believe it. Their blushes look so good. I hear such good things about their matte liquid shadows, even though that's not usually the type of makeup product I want to use. I hear really good things about it. I also really want to try Half Magic Beauty. Those like sparkly eyeshadowy toppery things look absolutely incredible, and I would love to try those at some point. Gosh, I'm going to forget brands for sure that I'm interested in. I think those are the first two that come to mind though. I'm sure there are others. Maybe I will compile a list and do a video about brands that I want to try this year, because I didn't do it at the end of last year because my Vlogmas kind of got upended during all of the chaos and sadness that was my life. So I didn't upload every day like I was planning to. So maybe I'll still do that video. Stay tuned. Maybe it'll happen. If not, it's because I couldn't think of a good enough list to turn into a video, or I got consumed with other things, because I know there's a few launches coming up soon, like the new Nomad launch will be here eventually. Unearthly is sending their Dreamer palette, I think is what it's called, to me, so I'm gonna wanna play with that. I think Bella Beauty Bar is releasing something soon, so lots of things I want to play with. Any tips for organization and time management? I do like to keep a schedule and like a to-do list. I use a digital planner. I use one from the Planners Collective on Etsy. I just use it on my iPad or my phone, like whatever's next to me. And I just kind of keep a little daily to-do list of tasks that I want to accomplish. With my filming schedule, I have a whole like plan for the month, and usually inching into the next month, just so I have like a rough draft of things that could potentially happen. Lots of notes, lots of lists, lots of to-dos. And as I suspected, I did not need that much foundation that ginormous pump was way too much for what I desire. I had a fair amount of people ask me my goals for 2024 in general, and I'm just going to direct you to my recent Get Ready With Me that I did at the end of December, where I literally talked about all of my goals from 2024. If you are curious about all of the things I would like to accomplish in this year, you can go check that out. For concealer, I really don't have that many concealers, but technically the oldest one I have as far as like when it came out is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and of course I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty Under Eye Brightener because I can't go a singular day without that product. It's just so freaking good. How did you start your salon? I still want to do just like a full-on salon Q&A Get Ready With Me type video, just like the ins and outs of doing hair and what it's like owning my own little slice of my business and stuff like that. But basically, the long story short is I graduated cosmetology school in April of 2014. I started my first salon job that August just because I wanted to finish out the summer working for Zane's dad at his martial arts school. I didn't want to abandon ship like that. And typically summer is a slower time for a newer stylist specifically. So I was like, I will just wait until August to get started. Did that. And then by the time, I feel like by the time 2018 in general rolled around, I was kind of itching to break out on my own and do my own thing. I just worked for a corporate salon for those first 4 years. And I mean, I think it was a good start for me being able to have that foundation and like the walk-ins and support like that. Like I wasn't just completely on my own paying to work basically, but I also was reaching a point where I feel like I definitely outgrew that environment. So then me and my friend started renting a salon suite together where we were both just like sharing a space, but we were our own separate businesses. And I did that for the first year or so, and then I switched to a different friend for a little while, and then about half a year after that to a year, I went totally on my own. So I think I started sharing with a friend November of 2018, and then I went totally on my own, I think by October of 2020, and I've been on my own ever since. So it's not like a full-on salon where I have like a giant building with a bunch of stylists. It's just me in my own little room, and I personally love it as of the moment. And I've always felt this way thus far. I do not plan on expanding beyond that. I don't really want to have employees. That's just not my journey. I'm very happy doing my own thing and being responsible just for myself. Moving on to bronzer. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This one's in the shade Power Boost. This is definitely the oldest one that I own, and it's still one of my absolute favorites. It's so creamy and so wonderful. I just absolutely love it. I also have the shade Happy Soul, and it's really good as well. I gotta say, it looks bright orange on camera. It does not look bright orange in real life. And when it blends out, it looks much softer as well. What's your nightly skin routine? Your skin's been looking so good. Thank you. That's very kind. I haven't really changed anything. Like I still do the same general system. Like every so often I'll switch up what product I'm using, but it's always the same system and has been for years. I double cleanse if I'm wearing makeup. I'll do my makeup remover first, usually the Good Molecules cleansing balm, and then I will cleanse again with just whatever is near me. I think right now I'm using one from Pacifica. I don't even remember the name of it. Just whatever I have on deck in the moment. And then I use toner. My go-to is the Pixie Glow Tonic. I've been using that for years. And then I use whatever serum suits my fancy that night. I really like the Pacifica Glow Baby. I've been using one lately from Province Beauty, which name I'm forgetting. I talked about it in my recent Roundup review video if you're curious. Sometimes it's another one from Pacifica, just whatever serum I feel like that night. Usually something either exfoliating or hydrating or both. And then after that, I use an eye cream. I've been switching between the Pacifica Glow Baby and one of them from Province Beauty. I think it's called No Baggage. And then I moisturize. I use, right now I've been using the Lawless one, the overnight moisturizer. I think it's something like that, the overnight moisturizer of some sort. And then I use a lip balm. And that's it. That's the vibe. I have normal to dry skin for reference. It's not too terribly picky, but my skin does in particular really enjoy niacinamide and glycolic acid. Those are kind of my go-to ingredients. Doesn't really enjoy rose. Anytime Pixie comes out with something rose, I always have to give it away because it just does not work with my skin. It gets really irritated from that. But yeah, that's my general journey. Favorite colorful and least favorite colorful eyeshadow color. Favorite right now is probably green and teal. I feel like I've been going for green and teal a lot lately. As far as least favorite goes, I don't really have a least favorite right now. Like, I'm kind of down for anything. I feel like maybe now that Christmas time is over, I'm not really feeling red, especially because I have green in my hair, and it's automatically gonna look like I'm doing a Christmas look if I pair red with my green hair. So maybe red, but I don't have like a distaste for red. I just don't really wear it right now because Christmas is over. Ooh, what are some life lessons you've learned over the years? The ones that really stick out to you? That is a good question. I don't really have too many powders right now, but the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Pound Cake is definitely my oldest one. So that's what I'm gonna use on my like under eyes and T-zone. And then I'll use my NYX High Glass for the perimeters of my face. Some life lessons. I've definitely learned to prioritize my own mental health, and I'm still working at that, still practicing at it, but learning how to say no to things that I'm not comfortable with, learning to take time for myself, not feeling pressured to work 24/7. That was a big problem I had for a while throughout my young adulthood until about a year to 2 years ago, maybe not even 2 years ago. And that, again, I'm still practicing that. There's some days that I feel like I can't just settle. Like, I feel like I just have to work constantly. And it's like, you are caught up. You can take a break. It's okay. Do the thing. Over the last year, I've learned how valuable reading is again. I was a big reader in middle school, high school, elementary school, and I kind of lost it in adulthood. And I'm so happy to have it back because I feel like it really just gives my brain such an escape and gives me such a great way to mellow down. It keeps me off my phone, not scrolling pointlessly. I've definitely learned that it's more important to have like fewer better friends than a lot of subpar friends. I've learned that travel is the most wonderful thing. I didn't really get to travel a whole lot growing up, and I'm really glad I've gotten the opportunity to travel more in my adulthood, and I hope to keep up with that. It's really cool getting to experience other places and other things and other people. And I'd really like to expand upon that just as I continue to grow. Relating to travel, I had someone ask if I would ever be interested in going to Australia for my birthday because my birthday's in July and it's winter in July there because it's the southern hemisphere and it's opposite of the northern hemisphere. So like right now we're in winter, they're in summer. And yeah, like I'm totally not opposed to that idea. I have no issue with that other than the fact that it's very, very far away. It's not that simple to just book a plane ticket and fly literally across the country. So maybe one day, but it's not something that's like realistic for me right now. I think for the time being, we just need to continue keeping our travel a little more within the same country. But then eventually one day I would like to venture into other countries. Hopefully one day. I have foundation all over my lips and that's the worst feeling in the world. Much, 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 much better. Hate the feeling of foundation all over my mouth. So for blush, I'm gonna use a major throwback here. I'm gonna use the Clown Blush from Likely Makeup. This came out 500 years ago and I still love it dearly. I want to use kind of the orange and the pink mixed together. These are so incredibly pigmented. I'm gonna just dip into them the tiniest bit. And even that's gonna be a lot, you'll see. Yeah, I literally barely dipped in and there's already so much pigment happening. Oh, it's so pretty though. I really like that combination of the pink and the orange. Let's do another question. How do you get motivated to get started with productivity in the morning? Well, it helps that I am a morning person, first and foremost. Like I would much rather wake up earlier and go to bed earlier. That is just, that's me. That's how my body works. So that definitely helps. Aside from that, a few tricks that just help me in general is I refuse to wake up and immediately pick up my phone while I'm still in bed. I feel like all I'm going to do is get sucked into the world of scrolling pointlessly for no reason. Like it'll be an hour and I'm like, I've done nothing. All I've done is scroll. It's done nothing to benefit me in my life. It is not even anything that's going to retain in my brain. It's so pointless. So I refuse to scroll on my phone mindlessly while still in bed. I immediately get up, I go to the bathroom. Sometimes I'll check my phone a little bit while I'm in the bathroom, but at least I'm not laying in bed. And then after that, I kind of just, I don't know, I just get started. Like I just refuse to not get started. Like I'll either go upstairs and work out a little bit, or I will like get my skincare going so I can get maybe the beginning stages of my makeup. Sometimes I'll go upstairs and do like just my brows. So at least my brows are out of the way. So then it feels like filming and getting ready and all that stuff feels like less of a task later. I'll go make a coffee. I'll just go do something. I just try not to stay in bed, just sitting around scrolling mindlessly. That's kind of how I do my morning. I just try to force even minorly productive things just to get the ball rolling. I also thrive on the feeling of like knowing I got all of my stuff done early, unless it's a day that I like work all day. That's different, obviously, because I'm working all day regardless. But like, say it's a Sunday where I just have like errands to run, maybe some cleaning to do, stuff like that. I love the feeling of getting all of my stuff done and it's only like 11 or 12 o'clock. It is the best feeling in the world knowing I have that whole day to myself and I've accomplished all the things. So I thrive on that. Man, this really is such a good blush palette. That orange pink combo is really freaking pretty. She needs to come out with a new blush palette. It's been years. She only did the 2 and she hasn't done any since. And I don't know if she ever will, but man, I would love to see it. It's just so good. I'm gonna do some freckles now. I only have one freckle product at the moment, the Nabla one, so I'm just gonna do some of those. I had a few just comments just wishing me a good 2024 and I really appreciate that, thank you. The end of my 2023 sucked, to be frank, so I am definitely hoping for a better 2024, that's for sure. And I really hope you guys all have a good 2024 as well. I feel like we all need a break from just hard, sad times. I know it's really not gonna go away anytime soon, but we can hope, right? Are you or Zane into watching sports or playing any? You must be new here. I'm totally kidding. No, we are not sporty people at all. I do not understand sports culture. I'm not a football person. If anything, I avidly avoid doing like orange and blue combination makeup because the area of Florida that I live, it is like Gator football obsessed everything. And I cannot accidentally walk around looking like a football fan. No, we are not sports people. I mean, I'm fairly active. I do kickboxing twice a week. I've been doing Pilates with my Peloton app. I actually just got the physical Peloton delivered yesterday, so I'm going to start my cycling and stuff. So I'm fairly active, but I am not sporty. Not even a little bit. Maybe Wii Sports. But even that, I pretty much only like the bowling one. Do you have any preferences about buying new versus used books? I mean, I have no problem buying a used book, but I do have a problem buying a very used book. I don't like buying books that are like falling apart and they're kind of dingy. I don't know. It icks me out a little bit. I have no problem borrowing a book that's super used, but buying one, I need it to be in decent condition for me to buy it. But no, I don't have a problem buying a used book. If anything, I would love to find all the books that I want to read used and in decent condition because then I save a little bit of money. But I do like my books to be nice and like in a perfect world, I would love to only have brand new pristine books. But yeah, I don't have a problem buying a used one as long as it's in decent shape. For highlight, we're gonna throw it back with a Kaleidos one. It's been a minute since I've worn one of these, but I'm gonna use Diamond Dasher. This was one of my top favorites for a long time. And I mean, I guess it probably still is. It's just been a minute since I've worn it. Oh, that's really cute. It's a good pink. I like that. And I thought it would go good with the blush that I picked out. And I think it does. I had a lot of people asking just in general, like, how am I doing? How am I feeling? And that's very considerate of you to ask. I'm doing okay. I talked about it in my video where we adopted our new kitten, Wanda, but I'm still dealing with very complex feelings about losing 2 of our pets and then adopting a new one and just trying to go about life and trying to work and stay motivated and do all the things. I was very not in a good place for pretty much the entirety of December. For the first couple weeks after we lost Felix and Feyre, I like was not eating. I basically only had enough strength and will to do anything just to like get my work done, and that was it. I had like no personality for a minute there. So I'm trying to gain it back, but it's tough. Even just this morning, I was crying about Felix and Feyre, and like I love Wanda dearly, but I miss my cats. I just miss them so much. They were so good. So I'm hanging in there. Doing as good as I can be, I suppose. I am going to set my face now. I only have one setting spray that's like open right now, and between these I only have the Rare Beauty one and the Milk Makeup one. Technically the Milk Makeup one's older, but I bounce between both of these all the time, and this is the one that's open, so it's the one I'm gonna use, the Rare Beauty setting spray. And then we'll move on to the eyes. All right, moving on to the eyes, I'm gonna give you the rundown before I answer more questions and kind of get lost in it. Throwback palette, we're gonna use my Gemini from Melt. This is by far one of the oldest palettes in my collection. This is the palette that made me love Melt. It's still one of my top palettes in my entire collection, and it's been a while since I've used it. I actually just wanna play with kind of the grungy, mustardy browns today. I don't know why, I'm just kind of feeling that. I want the darkest shade Cupcake smoked out into Polka Dot, smoked out into Lorelei. I also think I'm gonna keep it just focused on my upper lid. I don't really want this on my lower lash line. And then I am gonna use a fairly newer product to top over it just because I've really been wanting to use this. I've used it on my lips, but I don't think I've put it on my eyes yet. But it's Salamander Topper from Menagerie. I think that's gonna be really pretty with the mustardy browns. And I'm excited for it. And I also think it's gonna match the lipstick that I picked out, which is Cork from Dose of Colors, also one of the oldest lipsticks I've had. This is a newer one, but I've had this shade in my collection for years and years and years. So that's kind of the plan. I'll probably highlight my inner corner with Diamond Dasher as well. And we're just gonna get into it. So I'm gonna prime with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. How do you track your reading? Journal/app. You inspired me to read more. I just started a journal. I love to hear that. It's so cool that I've like inspired so many of you to get back into reading, since I myself only just got back into reading not even a full year ago yet, and I've already devoured so many books, and I love that I've helped spark that in you because I'm just so happy to be back in my reading journey. It's the best. But I use Goodreads. I mean, you guys are welcome to follow me. I get questions every so often. It's just battybean, but I don't do anything with it. Like I don't post reviews. I just use it for my own general tracking. You're gonna get the most out of me through my reading wrap-up videos and my vlogs where I talk about my books than you will on that app. It's literally just an app for my own personal tracking so I can keep up with what I'm reading and when. What new movies and music are you most excited for in 2024? I feel like I do not keep up with music the way I used to back in the day. I used to always be up to date with like what my favorite bands and stuff were doing. Now I feel like I just listen to the same stuff. I feel like I'm just not good at keeping up with new music. I mean, I'm so excited for Reputation, Taylor's version, to come out hopefully sometime this year. We shall see when that happens, but I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm sure there's other musical things that I'm excited about that I'm kind of blanking on. Like I said, I'm just really bad at keeping up with music. I mean, I'd love to see something new from Halsey. I always love her. Movies, there's definitely some movies I'm excited for. The new Mean Girls movie will possibly be out already by the time this video goes up. I don't know when this video is going up, but I'm really excited for the new Mean Girls musical movie. I think it's gonna be so freaking cute. It's not new, but I'm stoked that some of the Disney Pixar movies that I loved that went straight to Disney Plus are gonna be in theaters temporarily. Like Soul will be in theaters this month, Turning Red will be in theaters next month, and Luca will be in theaters in March. And I'm really excited to see those just like on the big screen. We have the Regal Movie Pass, so we try to go fairly often. I feel like there's a new Marvel movie coming out this year sometime that I'll be excited about. I don't know, I feel like I'm blanking on every movie there ever was, but that's just a couple that come to mind. Do you ever meet fans in the wild? Should we say hi? I have only met two, aside from a couple people that I've seen and met through doing their hair, but just like to randomly, spontaneously meet. That's only happened twice, and it is the coolest feeling. If you ever happen to see me out and about, please say hello. I guarantee you though, I will be more starstruck than you. I get so nervous and excited. It is the coolest feeling. I absolutely love it. It's so weird, and it like blows my mind that anyone would even like want to say hi to me. That's the craziest thing. So yes, please absolutely say hi. It will make my entire life. I will never forget it as long as I live, I guarantee you. It's been so long since I played with this palette. I'm so excited right now. And it's so rare that I play with neutrals, but I was just feeling kind of the neutral, grungy teddy bear vibes today, especially because I really want this topper to shine on its own really well. Any indie brands you'd want to see come out with new products this year? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm always itching to see what Blend Bunny is going to do next. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing another highlight palette from them. I would love that. I would love for them to bring back their lip pencils. They were a thing with like the original liquid lipsticks they launched. It was like a lip kit, and then they like discontinued the lip pencils and never did anything else with it, but they are some of the best lip pencils I've ever used. So I would love to see them not only come out with them again, but like expand the range to maybe match all of their current liquid lipsticks. I would love to see them come out with like super small curated palettes. I think that would be super fun. I mean, I'm always itching to see what Bella Beauty Bar is gonna do next. Melt is always on my radar. I can't think of like specific things I want to see these brands come out with. Like a lot of these brands, I'm just excited to support, you know? Like I just get excited in general when a lot of these brands are killing it with so many things. I'm like, just whatever's next, I'm down. I'm excited for it. I'm living for it. Absolutely, please and thank you. Give it to me. I'm definitely forgetting brands. I would love to see Kaleidos come out with something interesting. That sounds really harsh, but man, they got really boring, unfortunately. They are just not my favorite brand anymore. They were one of my absolute top favorite brands for a while, but they just like don't really coincide with my makeup style for the most part, and it's really sad to see. Like they're clearly marketing toward a different market now. Like they were going for like kind of weird and colorful, but now they're going a lot more subdued and neutral. And that's just not my favorite thing. Like, I mean, it's fine if that's every once in a while, but it seems like that's the route they're taking in general. And I would love to see something more exciting from them. Side note, I see ColourPop is teasing what looks to be a Twilight collection. And I'm not just gonna buy it sight unseen, but I am intrigued. I gotta say, this is the skin of a killer Bella. And I'm potentially gonna be all over that. It might have already launched and been revealed by the time this video goes up, who's to say? But either way, I'm excited. How do you integrate the new kitties with your existing brood? They all seem to tolerate each other really well. I think my bean wants to eat our little old lady Fuzzy. That's really funny. Well, we always start when we integrate a new cat into our family. We make sure to give everyone their own space. Like we will only do supervised playtime. Not that I'm worried that my existing cats will hurt like a new kitten or anything, because they're not aggressive like that, but they are like a little standoffish. They aren't really sure what's going on, and I want to respect their space, and I also want any new member to feel safe. So I like to only do supervised playtime at first, and especially at night, the first couple nights, I like to keep the new cat completely separate because I don't want the existing cats to feel like they got banished from like our bedroom, you know? They feel like they can't be comfortable sleeping. So I don't know, I just try to give space. I like to do supervised visits, stuff like that. That is really pretty. That took that to the next level. Oh, that is gorgeous. This has the most beautiful, like, bright yellow into pink shift. Ooh, that's outstanding. I love it. So yeah, just patience, space, respecting the other cats, making sure the existing cats know that no one is taking over. They are still the existing one. Like if a kitten were to get too close and personal and make an existing cat grumbly, like I'm not gonna scold my existing cats because I brought a stranger in here and they're unsure about that. Like I'm gonna move the kitten, you know what I mean? I don't want my cats to feel insecure. And then just with time, they get more used to each other, and that's how it goes. But some cats just genuinely don't end up liking each other, and that's just how it is, and they just learn to coexist. They won't necessarily be best friends, but they'll learn to cohabitate. What was the first indie brand you ever tried? Ooh, I don't even know. Menagerie is definitely one I tried a long, long time ago. I don't know if they were the first one that I ever tried, but they're definitely up there. Definitely a contender for being oldest indie brand I tried. Like I tried them right when they did the switch between Makeup Monsters to Menagerie, because they used to have a different brand name and a different aesthetic, and then they switched to more of the animal route, which I think is super fun. As someone who still likes creepy themes and horror-y type makeup, I like the animal vibe. I think it's cool, and nobody else is really doing that. What eye pencil do I want? Maybe just, let me get one. I think I'm just gonna use this like goldeny brown color Overboard, because I don't really want it to take away from what I've already done. I just wanted to kind of complement nicely. How did you and Zane meet? Just through mutual friends. One of my best friends had dated one of his best friends a long time ago. They weren't dating at the time when we met, but just because they had dated at one point is how we met. It's nothing too crazy. We just met through friends. We were friends for a while, and then we got together, and here we are over 10 years later. We've been together like 10 and a half years. That's bonkers. I feel like we just had our 10-year anniversary recently. We'll be married 4 years next month. That's crazy. I can't believe how much time zooms by. And I asked Amy Loves Makeup this a while back when she had a similar video concept, so I'll ask you. Have you ever tried the devil's lettuce? You can ignore this one if you don't feel like answering. I've tried it a handful of times. It's just not for me. It doesn't make me feel good. I feel like if anything, it heightens my anxiety, which I've had people tell me that I'm just not trying the right kind, and there's different kinds out there, but it's not something I'm knowledgeable about, and honestly, I'm okay without it. It's just not my thing, and I think that's okay. But I literally have no problem with it. I know lots of people in my personal life that use it to help with sleep or stress or anxiety or any of the multitude of reasons. It's just not my thing, and that's okay. Non-beauty related question. How do you decide on the work to be done for your tattoo, specifically the sleeves? I'd started watching you with your Mario Bros already done, but you've been working on the Nightmare Before Christmas one, and I'm curious how the process has went. Like, you didn't start with the biggest piece or shoulder joint and it's cohesive. Curious to hear the answer. So I've been seeing the same artist for literally everything I've ever had done. I started seeing him when I was, I think 17, almost 18. And I don't know, him and I just have like such a good relationship with each other. Like, he knows what I like. I trust him. I feel like we just vibe really well, which I think helps a lot. And I kind of went about this one the same way I went about my Mario sleeve, where when I was talking to him about it and just the general theme and everything, he basically asked me if there was anything that I knew for sure I wanted to be like a focal point. And for my Mario arm, I don't know if I'll be able to pull my sleeve up enough, but I knew this was gonna be a focal point, the shine sprite here. So I put him here and then just kind of worked from there. I knew this arm was gonna be lots of sky into the ground. So I kind of focused on things that would be in the sky. And I kind of just worked from there, and we did piece by piece. And then with this one, I knew I was gonna want the Oogie Boogie Moon. So I put him in the exact same place that the shine sprite was. And then kind of similar, I just kind of built off of it. I knew I wanted certain things in certain places. I knew what the bottom was gonna be from the get-go. Like, I've always known what this was gonna look like with Zero and the graveyard and the spooky pumpkins and stuff. So I knew that was gonna be there, but I didn't wanna just do this and then have all of this blank. I knew I wanted to close out with my wrist. So I just kind of went from there. I just kind of went with things that I knew for sure I wanted. I knew I wanted Jack to be pretty big on my shoulder. And we just kind of put things together. I don't know, I feel like we just communicated really well about all the things that I wanted, and now here we are. I actually go this weekend, it'll already have happened by the time this video goes up, but I'm going this weekend just for him to like do the final nitpicky stuff on my sleeve, just like little touch-ups here and there, if anything he wants to like detail or darken or add to, just stuff like that. We did that with my Mario one too, but then after that it will officially be done, and once that happens I will have full pictures of my sleeve posted on my personal Instagram, battybean, in case you want to see it, so you can go do that. I'm gonna work on my lashes now. These are Flirt from Bright Lashes. I only own Bright Lashes like right now, so this is the oldest that I have. Ooh, I like this question. If you could live in any other world, whether it be from a book, TV show, or movie, where would you go? Ooh, I'm gonna forget one for sure. I'm going to forget one. I mean, the Akatar world sounds like a great time. I mean, it sounds kind of scary, but it also sounds so cool, like being in the Fae realm. Absolutely, please, thank you. I would love that. Oh man, I have to think about it. I'm like trying to think of all the cool worlds in books that I read. The Shady Hollow world with all the little critters, it just sounds so cute. And even though those are like cozy murder mysteries, the town itself just sounds so cozy and so cute. Honestly, I probably could have lived without lashes today, but oh well, we've already started the process. When I do my lashes, I put my glue on my lashes first. The glue's chilling now. And then I'll put a little bit of glue against my lashes. And then I literally let all of this sit and get tacky for like 2 minutes before I stick it on. But I feel like having both of the glue going on, it like magnetizes together when it's time to like actually apply them. So now we're just gonna chill and chat. But yeah, the Shady Hollow world is super cute. Oh, movies. I'm gonna forget everything I've ever thought. I feel like I've forgotten every world, every realm. I mean, the Studio Ghibli worlds are magical. I love the world in Elemental. That was a cute movie that I saw last year. I mean, it came out last year, but that world's super cute. Everything's like based on different like elemental things like earth, fire, air, water, all that good stuff. I'm forgetting everything I've ever thought in my life. I want to live in The Sims. Can I please live in The Sims? Like, that would be fun. I would love to be my own sim. I mean, you're gonna start rags to riches style, but you'll eventually have a great life. Do you have any tips on how to stay balanced when juggling so many things? Work, YouTube, social life, working out, etc. I feel like when I'm doing great in most aspects, there's always one area that's lacking. And that must be where I have you fooled. I feel like I also always have an area that is lacking. Like right now, I feel like I'm not having the biggest social life because right now I'm very focused on just like work and YouTube and reading and playing The Sims and working out, that I'm not really hanging out with people as much right now. But I don't know, I kind of just like go with like what I need in the moment. And I feel like right now this is what I need in the moment. Maybe next month I'm gonna feel more social. I mean, we are going on a weekend trip to Boston to see some friends. So we're gonna get some good socialization there. And then I have a couple small trips in February where I'll get to do some social things. And then I'm a homebody through and through anyway. So sometimes I get like those social things expressed and then I'm happy to just like kind of be in my bubble, doing my routine, doing my work, working out, reading, playing The Sims, stuff like that. So I don't know, I kind of just listen to what I personally need in the moment. And I also do try to prioritize the things that I know will make me feel the best. So like right now, making sure I wake up in the morning and doing Pilates most days makes me feel really, really good. So I've been making sure I prioritize that. What is it about spooky things that bring you so much joy? I feel the same way, but curious as to how you would articulate that feeling. That's a good question. I don't know how I would articulate it. I feel like maybe it's just because it's so frowned upon. Like it's so, maybe misunderstood. Like it's so misunderstood. Like so many people see spooky stuff and they think like taboo, like it's bad, it's evil, when it's not. It's fun and exciting and exhilarating. And even like in the horror realm, like yeah, it's frightening and can be quite disturbing, but I don't know, it evokes that emotion in you, that like fight or flight response, although I'm kind of desensitized to it at this point. And I'm in awe of the characterizations and the sets and the design and the costuming and the makeup. I don't know, it's just like such a weird world that not everybody understands, not everybody gets. And maybe that's part of what's attractive to it to me, is it's such a niche thing that not everyone understands, but the ones that do. The girls who get it, get it. The ones who don't. I don't know if I can explain it better than that. It's just, I don't know, it's fun, it's weird, it's exciting, it's kooky, and I just love it. I also love that it's not, like it's becoming more popular. It's becoming more of a popular thing to like spooky stuff, but like it's still rare when you stumble upon like a spooky themed store or a spooky themed restaurant. And it's just so cool when you like discover stuff like that. I like to just do one more quick little layer of mascara. I don't really like this mascara just like on my natural lashes. Even though it's waterproof, it does not hold my natural lashes very well. But I do like this to just kind of fluff and connect my false lashes. I'm actually surprised these lashes have lived as long as they have. I feel like I've been wearing these for like 3 weeks straight and they're still going strong. They're gonna fall apart at some point though. And I have more for when that day comes. But I wear my lashes until they are literally disintegrating. I will get as much use out of them as I can. ACOTAR or Throne of Glass, which is better, or are they equal in your opinion? Well, I am very new into the Throne of Glass world. I only just finished Crown of Midnight, so I can't really fully compare them yet. Like I still have a lot more to read in the Throne of Glass world. It's hard for me to imagine not liking ACOTAR more just because I love the romantasy, Fae realm. I really enjoy Feyre's character. I enjoy Nesta. I enjoy all the characters in ACOTAR so much as the series progresses. So I don't know. I mean, as of right now, ACOTAR, but I could change my mind. A lot of people tell me that Throne of Glass is their favorite like book series ever. So I'm willing to change my mind for sure. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm really enjoying Selena and just the adventure she's going on with her assassin's past and like what she's going through currently. I don't want to say more than that because everything would be a spoiler at this point, but I'm enjoying it and I'm excited to see where it goes. And then after I finish that, I'm really excited to dive into Crescent City at some points. Oh, I love this question. What do you choose, fork or spoon? So obviously some foods require one over the other, but if I have a choice, like if it's a type of food that you could kind of use either or, I will always pick a spoon. I love a spoon. Like mac and cheese, for instance, a spoon. any kind of bowl that I don't have to like actively stab something large. Spoon. I love a spoon, so I'm a spoon girly. And don't come at me with spork nonsense. I don't want a spork. I just want a spoon. And always the little spoon. You know, I feel like some days you have a better lipstick application day than others, and today's just not as good of a day. Let's see. What booktubers do you follow? Let me go to my subscriptions right now. A lot of the time, honestly, I'll just look at what YouTube suggests me on the homepage relating to books. Like, I'll just click on random videos pretty often. But I feel like ones that I actively watch are, let's see, Alexa Ray, Haley Barber, Haley Pham, Larry I discovered recently and I'm liking her. Sarah Caroli is cute. Just like a random slew of them. But like I said, a lot of the time I'll just pick a random video that YouTube is throwing at me and go from there just based on the title. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave it because my makeup is done. We did the thing. I really love Dose of Colors Cork. It's such a good lip shade and I really like this overall look. It's very just like grungy teddy bear brown with that sparkly topper. It's a really good combo. I'm very excited about it. But again, thank you for giving your questions. Again, if I missed your question, I'm so sorry. We've run out of time. I do have to go to work at some point. I would love nothing more than to just chit chat at you all day long, but I have a job to do. But let's zoom out and finish this up. Thank you so much for being here and watching my video. I'm really happy with how this look turned out. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you're someone who likes to ask for YouTubers to play with older makeup, this is your moment. And depending on how this video goes, maybe we'll do it again in the future. But thanks so much for watching and hanging out. Thanks so much for asking questions if you asked any. I really appreciate you. And I feel like I'm set up to have a great day now. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some old emojis? Like maybe emojis you used to use, but you don't use anymore, which for the Gen Zers, I guess that would be all of them, right? Because it's very millennial to use emojis, apparently. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm battybean there as well. And also feel free to subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. You can also join my channel memberships. Link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only video once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.